Let's fix a reproduction carpet bag. Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and on this channel I teach old-fashioned sewing skills, and I made this carpet bag a long time ago. It is not fantastic. This is not period carpet. It's tapestry with a carpet-ish look. And I had my dad make the frame for me because I wanted a nice large carpet bag, and the biggest frame that's sold today is 18 inches. Technically you can find 20 inch now, but it comes from Canada. It takes a while to ship, as I looked last night. So I'm going to see if I can fix this, but clearly it needs to be fixed. I have some ripping happening here. One of my handles is off entirely on either side apparently. I have the period clasps because you don't see them buckle like this. I could never get it to work because of the way the carpet bag is designed. And I think it's just a user error. But I have seen a few of them, not this shape, but I've seen a few carpet bags that have two buckles, one on either side. So I'm going to keep the buckles for right now until I figure out how to make the lock and key clasp work. But yeah, I did. Like, that's actual leather on the bottom with good old purse feet, and there's a wooden thing in there. I have a second carpet bag that is smaller. It's the 18-inch size. I haven't found it yet, but as soon as I find it, I'm going to make sure that one's in good condition while we're also in this video. That's the goal here. I think I'm actually going to sew these on by hand and do it right this time. I have leather tools. I can do that with actual good waxed thread, because I think I used just a regular sewing machine last time, which is why these are falling apart. So we're going to do it the right way this time. But yeah, we're going to fix ourselves some carpet bags. And alright, first things first is taking this thing apart. The thread's already coming out, so I'm going to take this whole frame out so that I can fix the frame outside, which I think is just to require me to hammer it in, I hope. I made my own pattern looking at originals, and then I found a 1890s illustration of a carpet bag. Then I looked at 1860s pattern shapes and figured it out from there. I kind of meshed the two. And that's how I created the pattern. I also am going to take out this whole thing entirely because I cannot find any framed carpet bags with a buckle closure. So what I'm going to do is, I rarely buckle it anyway when I actually use it. I leave it open because I'm always constantly in and out of it, and it's annoying to have to unbuckle every time. So I'm going to take the whole closure out. I'm not going to put a closure back in. We're going to leave it without a closure, and whenever I get to the point of figuring out how to do the whole lock and key thing that I want to do, that is the correct way to do it, that at that point we'll come back on and do a part 2. So this will be part 1, and then we'll do part 2 later with the closure and finishing whenever I figure that part out. I'm debating whether I need to take this out entirely. Actually, yes. There's a pin stuck in here. Wonder how many years that's been in here. I just gained an extra pin. Look at that. That was from when I was marking where that is. I'm surprised it didn't come out and poke anything. I've never noticed that. I'm going to leave all of these marks in the carpet bag. That way I know where to put the ties back in. And I guess it's going to be, I guess it'll be easier to do it now and then do the frame last. I think I'll just finish this whole carpet bag and then go on to the second one, which I don't think needs anything other than taking out the tie buckle thing and then also reinforcing these. I'm keeping these buckles and these ties and such so that when I eventually decide I want to do a less structured, non-framed carpet bag, when I get some real carpet, then I can reuse those ties because they're already cut to size. Alright, let's put these back where they go. Alright, I could not find my linen thread, but I did find some cotton thread. It's not going to be as strong, but I am going to run it through some beeswax. I have a needle in my mouth, that's why I sound weird. We're going to run it through several times. This is my husband's giant hunk of beeswax that I am borrowing. These were always supposed to be prototype carpet bags, never used long term, and here we are quite a few years later still using them. They're not great, but they are functional. I would love to do something better. I just don't have the materials yet. I think definitely in the next 2 to 3 years, I should be able to find something and replace all of these with something a lot better. And we'll do a much nicer video, probably a series of videos of, you know, here's how to do a framed carpet bag. Here's how to do a little purse-like carpet bag. Here's how to do a sack type carpet bag. But I also just need to do a little bit more research into the construction of them. Because I've seen original carpet bags, but I've never actually been able to handle one before. So I need to get my hands on one before I really try it in real carpet. I have 2 events coming up in the next few weeks that I will be using these carpet bags. So we'll see how my stitching holds up. Alright, this is the last one on this larger carpet bag. Actually, I have not gotten my thimble yet, and it's working pretty well because this is a thinner leather. I'm actually surprised it's working as well as it is. But also I had the holes there already from the previous stitching, which I think is why this is also going much easier. There's a couple places where the stitching went off, and I'm trying to do a better job this time, so I'm not using the stitching lines, and I can definitely tell there's a little bit of a difference. But it's still not as bad as I expected it to be. Alright, there's an unframed carpet bag, but look, I have handles. Isn't that nice? I think I'm going to do this last. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other carpet bag, since I'm already sitting here. Also, there is no way this is wool. When I bought the fabric, I did do search terms for, you know, wool tapestry or wool carpet, and it also goes to show that this just goes to show that you can't believe everything that a seller tells you. Sometimes they just want to make money, and sometimes they don't know what they actually have, and they are guessing. So this will be the first on the remake list. I don't think the other one is wool either, but it's at least better looking than this one. I think I'm going to leave this stitching in and just stitch over top of it. Alright, back up so you can kind of see it a little bit. Oh, and I do have my thingy so I can like measure how big this is for you. It should be like 21 or something. Yeah, 21 by 8 inches. But I hammered in the frame, so I have a frame that works now. Alright, there are the carpet bags. So yeah, in the middle of sewing the bigger one of the sides did pop off. I tried hammering it back. It stayed for like 2 seconds and it popped back off again. So I think I just need a new rivet in it, which I don't have right now. So I'm going to leave it the way it is, and then next time I see my dad, I'll see if he can put a new rivet in it to make it stay. The other one is not causing any issues. Like, that one's always been fine. Again, these are not the best. I always do say, you know, save up to do it right so you don't end up wasting money in the long run. You having to doing it the wrong way, then doing it the right way is a waste of money. However, I did this way before I had that sentiment, which is why I've wasted a whole lot of money doing this hobby, because I did things not so right the first time when I should have just been patient, saved up a little bit, and then done it right the first time. But I am still not at the point where I can get period carpet. This is one of those situations where, no, they're not correct, passable to like 99% of the public, which is not where I want to be, right? However, I didn't have to spend any money on this project. If I had to spend money on this project, we would not be doing this project, because I would have just used that money to save up for the right thing. But given I have 2 events coming up and I need things to hold them, I think this is going to be very functional. So I do like them a lot better without the closures. It does bring up, I don't want to say it brings up the authenticity, because it really doesn't. There's really nothing you can do. When you start with the wrong materials, nothing you ever do will ever be right. You can do 100% period cut construction, you hand sew it with the perfect period type thread, you know, to the stitch, reproduction of original, but if you don't start with the right materials, you will never get close. I can never fix these the way they are to be right. Now, the bottoms are perfectly right. The lining is fine. The handles are great. It's literally just the fabric. So all I have to do is, when I get some good period carpet, is take them apart, use the pieces as pattern pieces, and then I'll have some decent carpet bags, you know, once I add the lock and key set. I really think I have somewhere. I know I bought lock and key sets before I realized it was so hard to put them in. And I think I still have them. 1 or 2 were used on painting set, the watercolor box that we did. I think it has one of my locks in it. I think I may have used another lock somewhere else. So if I don't have them, I know where to get them. They're pretty cheap. That's not a big deal. So right now I'm just waiting on getting some good period carpet so that I can redo these again. So this is going to be part 1. And I really debated actually putting this on the channel. But I am still working on that loom. So that video couldn't come out. So I decided to do this instead. And if anyone happens, and I'm also going to put out, if anyone knows where to get some period ingrained carpet for like pretty inexpensively, I would love to hear it. I'll need a couple yards of it though, because I need at least 3 carpet bags. But if you know where to get that, I would love to hear it. Other than that, that's about it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell notification so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in the next video.